The Reform UK leader defended his party's graph on migration into Britain since the Norman conquest. Richard Tice engaged in a heated clash with Sky News' Sophy over a graph on immigration used by Reform UK. The presenter grilled the Reform leader on the image, which showed a timeline from 1066 to the present day with UK net migration levels soaring in. Ms. Ridge honed in on the 1066 date, but Mr. Tice defended the graph and said it puts it in context. Speaking on PoIitics Hub, Ms. Ridge said, "How do we know the net migration levels in 10.6?" Mr. Tice replied, "We know that because the population hardly increased at all. Let's be very clear, the reality is that the last 2 years." The presenter asked, "I'm not talking about the last 2 years, this is my interview. This is net migration levels 1066. I would argue net migration in 1066 was pretty high. That was the year of the Norman conquest." The Reform UK leader said, "Which is why we said since 1066. But Ms. Ridge replied, "No, you didn't say 1066. I mean, fair enough, they were probably more worried about the big boats than the small boats." Mr. Tice began to say, "Focus on what concerns real people today, and that is in the last 2 years. The presenter cut in, "No, I'm not talking about." The Reform UK leader interjected, and added, "Because that's what's making people poorer, that's what's making it harder to receive health care, and that is also why we've got all sorts of other problems, and why for young people in particular can't get access to housing and rents are 20%. Ms. Ridge said, "It's important the way that politicians campaign, truth-telling, graphs. I would have a go at the Lib Dems for their graphs. We love a chart, never seen one that goes back to 1066, this is ridiculous. Why did you pick 1000? Mr. Tice responded, "It's not ridiculous because you've just confirmed it, since the Norman invasion, for heavens. And since then, the last 2 years, we've seen more people settle in the UK than over the last 950 years. It puts it in context for people, the extent of the betrayal." It comes after official figures released today showed net migration levels. The difference between the number of people arriving and leaving the UK legally stood at 685,000 last year.